a moderate. But let me tell you, over the course of his time in Congress, he has been with the conservative leadership 90% of the time. And when push came to shove, he voted against the interests of our future. I'm going to speak about a bill that just happened, I guess it was last week, in which he had an opportunity to make sure our future, our children, who are our future leaders and our future entrepreneurs, could have access and a very highly qualified teacher in their classroom. And he said no. That's 4,000 teachers right here in the Garden State that he said no to. And police, and fire, and first aid, and nurses. It was paid for. So it wasn't like adding to our debt. In fact, it paid down our debt. And he said no. There are tough choices in Congress, but when we undermine our future, I think there's no excuse. And I'm here to tell you that I will continue to advocate both in Congress and throughout my conversations in the district for making sure we have a strong future, that we invest in our future in our classrooms. And I'll give you a statistic because I'm a chemist, so I like a little bit of math. If we catch up with Finland in our ability to perform in science and math and language arts, we'll add 18% to our gross domestic product. That's a lot. That's a great way for us to reduce the debt, right? To make sure that our deficit's smaller and we actually pay down our debt. That's what he said no to. And he did it because the leadership told him to. He did it because he's a follower and not a leader. He's not committed to our future. So when I look around the congressional district, and sometimes outside, I see people that are out of work and they're Republicans. I see people that are out of work and they're independents. And I see people out of work and they're Democrats. And all of us need someone who's willing to make the tough choices, to put our future ahead of political interests, ahead of getting reelected, and ahead of the leadership of the party. And sometimes that means bucking the system. Sometimes that means just saying, in fact, that's not right. I'm not going to do it. We pulled ourselves out of the Great Depression, and we passed laws to stop it from happening again. In the past 2 years, we have experienced very difficult financial times. And arrogantly, earlier, leading up to the difficult times, many career politicians dismantled the protections that the greatest generation left us. And I know that we're capable of getting there again, because we were capable of putting a man on the moon, flying through space at a time when no one else could do that, and we did it. And we're struggling still to plug an oil leak in the Gulf. Once we avenged the attacks of Pearl Harbor while simultaneously defeating the Nazis, all in less than 5 years. And then we peacefully led to rebuild Europe and Asia. Now we're locked into 2 wars with no clear objectives, and they've gone on for almost 10 years. The men and women of the last century made this nation great through their hard work, through their perseverance, their courage, and their ingenuity. And we're losing that edge. We must fight to get it back and make sure that our next generation, they have the opportunities, the skills, and all the tools they need to succeed. And I'm here today to share a little about who I am, so that you can become advocates and engage in a dialogue with your peers, so that they can understand that they have someone that they can count on, that's going to represent them, not the special interests, not the party leadership, to ensure that America gets its edge back. So I'm also here to ask for your help. Your help in getting that word out, your help in getting me elected, to ask for your vote. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak. And